I feel like the additional information section is like maybe the most daunting piece because it is that question of like, if I leave it blank, is that bad? Do I need to write something? What do I write, as you were saying? Um, and I genuinely think it's something that unless you feel that you need it, don't worry about it. When it comes to that section in particular, the additional information section, similar to what Skady was saying before, we wish that we could spend hours upon hours really digging into all of your pieces and your application because we know that you have done that. The reality, unfortunately, is that we cannot do that and realistically do that for everyone. That just wouldn't be fair. So when thinking about what to put in the additional information section, it does not need to be polished. I have seen many students who have conveyed a whole host of things to the admissions committee. It could typically be, extenuating circumstances, right? Let's say you got really sick one year and you had to, take a leave of absence, or you weren't able to take a certain course or a certain, rigor of a course because of a scheduling conflict, right? Maybe, you have had a lot of at-home responsibilities. Maybe you are still seeing the effects of COVID in your home or in your hometown, and that has limited financial resources for you or access to certain opportunities that you otherwise would have had. Things like that, things that are not going to clearly come across in all the other elements of your application. That is what you can absolutely use the additional information section for. And it doesn't need to be a fully polished piece of writing. You can absolutely do bullet points. It doesn't need to be anything beautiful. You can just cut straight to the chase, and that is awesome. That is great. And I like to say with that section too, I think we live in a culture that does not often encourage you to admit to hardships. But the truth of the matter is we don't know what you don't tell us. So I know it can be really tricky and it can feel very odd to open up about those sorts of things, but it, I think, ultimately helps you in this application process when it gives us that context to look at the rest of your materials and your journey through high school and beyond with that context in mind.